Hello everyone and welcome back to Code Relay's Future Blessings. We're going to try and finish, not Saint Germain, Van Helsing's, Van Helsing. We're going to try to finish Van Helsing's route today. We'll see, hopefully we can get there, because I'm starting the stream really late again. I just, Final Fantasy 14 Early Access comes out in 10 days and I've been really busy trying to get ready for that. I apologize that I've been putting that game before anything else, and hence my video releases are extremely late because I don't start until 1 a.m. Anyway, let's continue. We've already done 2 1 hour ones, so this one should only be like an hour and a half. I hope. The din of arguing voices inside the chamber subsides, and in a short order I hear the scrape of chairs the bustle suggests. I kind of forgot what was going on. I don't think there's anything major going on inside the... Oh, he's inside the castle because I guess he's feeling uneasy and he's doing work-related things according to Cardia. But yeah, he took her out on the street and got her all dressed up in pretty clothes. Anyway, well, he had some picked out. They didn't actually buy anything. He bought her some everyday use stuff, but no clothes yet. Who's done? It had been a meeting between vampires and nobles sympathetic to their cause. Many social issues had been discussed as usual. Today ended much earlier than usual. The sun hangs much higher in the sky than I'm accustomed to at the end of these nights. It's a pleasant, sunny, breezy afternoon. I thought he left, like, at night, but maybe not. Yet I feel as though I stand beneath dark, looming clouds. If I can finish here early, I can get back and spend more time with Cardia. Until a few days ago, nothing brought me more pleasure. But with things as they are now... Oh. I must not let my mind wander while on the job, I know this, but... There seems to be nothing I can do to banish it from my mind. The door opens, the people begin to flow out of the chamber. Noblemen and vampires both. I pay them proper respects as they shuffle past. Attendees are on the rise, I note. I can only imagine Dracula II's tireless efforts have been finally begun to pay off.
小さくとも王の器は本物ということか。
The notion pleases me, even as if I were speaking out myself. At the same time, of course, I know it's not but folly. I abhor my past utterly. The truth may be that I was forced to do the things that I did because my family was being held hostage, but that will never change the fact that I lied to so many very innocent vampires and murdered their king in cold blood. Until so recently, it was quite clear I wanted to die. If someone said it to my face, I would not have denied it. Yet I found my revenge, my redemption. I was sure that would be enough, that my regrets would have been banished. Would that it were so simple.
Cardia.
Where did I go wrong? Thinking of her face so full of sadness, it takes every ounce of will I have not to crawl into a corner, head between my hands.
大丈夫かい？レンフィールド公爵、お見苦しいところを。
I completely failed to notice the Marquis until he was right in front of me, allowing terrible thoughts to fester as I had been. Truly pathetic. If I had been but half my normal self, I would have noticed him.
何、気にしなくていいさ。数日前から顔色が優れないようだが、食事や睡眠はしっかりとっているのか？
いえ、公爵がお心を砕くようなことでは。馬車はすでに到着しております。屋敷までお送りいたします。
いや、いいから君は休みなさい。
しかし、もしものことがあっては。
では、これは命令だと言えば聞いてもらえるかな？
I have just been ordered to stand down from bodyguard duty. I am stunned. The Marquis, for his part, shrugs it off with a chuckle.
何、心配はいらないだろう。ここのところは平和そのものじゃないか。それに、 君とて人間だろ。決して兵器などではない。不調の時に無理をするものではないよ。
お心遣い痛み入ります。
それではね。
The Marquis was quite perceptive, just as he noted I had been neither eating nor sleeping well of late, and far better at self-regulation under less emotionally stressed circumstances, it seems.
良い主に仕えたものだ。
Despite leaving the palace early, my feet feel unnaturally heavy. Somehow I find myself at the restaurant we had visited last alone. Put quite simply, I'm running away from her. Even though you're right here beside me, sometimes you seem so far away, and that makes me so lonely. I thought that all I had been doing was for Cardia, yet much of what I did had been contrary to her wishes. Or had it indeed been...
実際はその真逆だったとは。
I see her, about to cry. Revenge on Alistair, fighting with hidden strength. I see her, my gun pressed against her chest, looking straight at me, into my soul. But the look she gave me that night, that look that spoke volumes, seemed to be gone. She says she feels lonely.
なぜだ。
I spend all the time I possibly can with her, talking to her, and yet she is lonely. What I thought best for her was anything but the polar opposite, it seemed. And yet when I look at her through the streets of London, she did say she was having fun, enjoying herself. She is anything but a liar, there is no question whatsoever about that. So why? My self-doubt and insecurity only grows deeper and deeper. I must have done something to cause her pain, but when and how? The truth of this feels like being struck with an invisible bullet, a pain that cannot be dispelled.
おや、こりゃまた珍しい光景。
Go put him in a bad mood.
お前たち、なぜここに？
I raise my head and sure enough, there stand Lupin and Impey.
なぜって、だってそりゃ昼時だし、俺たちだって外食くらいするだろう。
つうか晩暗いね。もしかして愛しの彼女と喧嘩しちゃったとか。
I know this is Impey's brand of humor, but I can't find the words to deny it. Aww.
あれバン先生おい。
Sensei.
インピー、お前ってやつは。
今のって俺のせい？違うんだよバン。今のは俺なりに励ますっていうか、そのね。
別にいい。気にしていない。
ああ、まあ、喧嘩でないにしろ、なんかあったってのはマジなんだな。お前がそこまでべっこりへこむなんて、あいつ以外に原因が思いつかねえし。
何があったのさ。恋愛経験バッチリのインピーさんがズバッと相談に乗っちゃうよ。
いい。放っておいてくれ。
こりゃ相当に重症だな。
どうしたのほんとバンらしくないじゃん。
私らしくないか。
I think you've changed a lot. When you're completely different, you're a completely different person from when we met. You've softened up around the edges. In fact, you've changed so much it can feel a bit strange at times. Even then, not exactly the same words, but the same sentiment. Is the source of her pain my attempt to change myself for her, for the better?
それなら、私はどうしたらよかったんだ。
Over and over and over. Ever since that evening she expressed her loneliness, I've been pushing myself with the same question. Oh, I think he said punishing. To think I could make her so sad. There must have been something I could have done, some way to save this.
さ、とりあえずバン、顔を上げて俺たちと話さない？
それで何が変わる？何の意味があると言うんだ？
そりゃもちろんバンの気分が変わるんじゃん。いや、別にバンがずーっと不機嫌でも俺はいいよ。そんなことで俺たちの仲が悪くなったりなんてしないし。けどさ、カルディアちゃんはそうじゃないじゃん。だって二人は恋人同士なんだから。どっちかがそんな風にズドーンって雰囲気なのは絶対良くない。
Dark miasma of blood.
俺は二人とも大切だから、その二人が辛い目に遭ってるならインピーさんはスルーできない。以上の理由から俺はバンから話を聞くってわけ。なんなら力ずくでもね。 OK？
バン乾杯ってか？
うるさいぞ、こそ泥紳士。
Black card. Later, Lupin and Impey were masters of prying information out of people, and they asked me all about the day Cardia and I left. No, that's uncharitable. I offered up the answers of my own free will.
つまりは彼女とラブラブデートしてたけど帰り道に触れようとしたら避けられたって。それに遠い、寂しいね。俺はずっと笑顔でそばにいたのになんでってなってるわけね。
しかもそのデート以降は家にいる時間を減らして仕事に打ち込んで、なるべく会うの避けてるってことか。
大雑把だが、まあそんなところだ。
うん。うん。
ああ、バン、そのな、深刻に悩んでいるお前には悪いんだけどよ。
なんだ、ここまで語らせておいて解決策がないなどと言い出すなよ。
まあ、なんていうかね。
これ血は喧嘩ってやつじゃねえか？
血は喧嘩？
ほら、よくあるだろ、恋する男女のすれ違いから起こる喧嘩。
すれ違い？これのどこがすれ違いなんだ？私は彼女のために尽くしたつもりだぞ。なのになぜすれ違いだと言うんだ？考えても分かりそうにない。
そりゃまあ、そこが分かってたら血は喧嘩にならねえしな。
あれだね。ある意味幸せな悩みってやつだね。
幸せな悩み？
Her face comes to me so naturally. Her happiness at touching something new. Her surprise and wonder at encountering the unexpected. All of this and more adds up to the woman I care for so deeply. Deeply or dearly? I don't remember now. And yet, it's far worse than not speaking to one another. I can hardly bear to see her. Would I provoke that terrible look again? See her on the verge of tears again? Nothing frightens me more.
よし、決めた。
Impey suddenly speaks up after having remained silent for longer than was his wont.
なんだよ。お前の無駄に天才な頭脳が働いたか？
無駄って言わないで。インピーさんちゃんと考えてるから。ズバリ悩んだってしょうがない。 こんな時は気分転換。男3人むさ苦しいロンドン観光へゴーってね。
おお、いいじゃねえか。たまには男同士で遊ぶのも悪くねえ。
Lupin claps me on the shoulder, all smiles. I imagine my expression was one of slack-jawed disbelief at this most unexpected suggestion.
何？私はそんなことをしている暇は。
嘘つけ。暇だからここにいんだろうが。遠慮すんなって。社交界にも出入りしてんだろ。腕のいい仕立て屋紹介してやるよ。
忙しくって自分の買い物とか行ってないっしょ。いい機会だし、いろいろ買っちゃおうぜ。
それは確かにそうだが、しかし。
Before I could finish my thought, the two hoist me up by the arms.
よし、決定。パーッと使っていこうじゃねえか。
そうそう、こういう時はこういうこういう。
Oh my goodness. I could tell there's no getting out of this one, even if I were to struggle until I was blue in the face. I could just tell there's no point in resisting, given how well I know these two. These two troublemakers, I should say. Having finished household chores before noon, I lounge in my room reading. The volume I hold is one of those Van Helsing had brought for me in that giant lot. Cece lies curled up by my feet, sleeping extravagantly. He left for work so early this morning. Something to do with Marquis Renfield headlining a summit between the vampires and pro-vampire factions among the aristocracy. I'm still not entirely sure of the particulars, but each and every meeting seemed to be vastly important. It must have been about a month ago. Deli visited the mansion, eyes agleam with more than his usual boyish mischief.
ようやくだ。我が同胞と人間たちが対等に話し合える場ができた。今まで吸血鬼側からは世の参加のみだったが、これからは違う。多くの同胞の意見を交え、互いにとってより良い未来を目指す。きっと父上や母上も喜んでくれる。
So cute.
なあ、カルディア。世はいつかきっと世の生まれ育った里へお前を招待するぞ。
I feel like his voice actor is much higher pitched in this one than the last one. I didn't think it was different, but maybe it is.
お前に見せたいもの、話したいこと。
Or maybe he's just super excited right here.
お前に教えたいことが数えきれないほどたくさんあるのだから。
Deli sounded so happy telling me this. It goes without saying, I very much looked forward to it myself. The change in Deli is almost unbelievable. A few months ago, he bore humans a loathing so deep it was terrifying. Of course, he wasn't the only one who had changed. Van Helsing. When we first met, he almost seemed like a man welcoming death, but thanks to time spent with people he now named friends, not to mention the connection we found together, Van Helsing lives life to the fullest. I wonder if he'll be late again today. There was, of course, no answer to my whispered question forthcoming. The day I told him about the nagging feeling I just couldn't shake, he held me strong and firm in his arms, yet somehow I felt so distant. So much has changed that day. It's an undeniable fact that he spent less and less time at the mansion since my revelation. I'm quite certain that for whatever reason he's been avoiding me lately. All fault lies with me, so it's hardly my place to complain, but I just hope he's resting properly. I've barely seen him several days running. I couldn't say precisely why, but I have a strong notion we're both worried for each other, yet I'm at a loss to speak about it. A complete and total loss. Is this how it'll be from now on? Is this how our relationship stands? I love Van Helsing. I can't stand things being this way.
カルディア、ここにいるのかな？
Oh, what's Victor doing here? They're gating up on her. On them. Just as I felt the prick of hot tears, a kind of familiar voice reaches my ear. Victor, I'm sorry, I'll get the door. I had completely forgotten Victor had been scheduled to check up on me today. Oh, I guess not. that's lame. So much had been weighing on my mind. I've been neglecting my own schedule. I opened my door to find Victor wearing his trademark smile.
ああ、よかった。どこにも見当たらないし、返事もまるでないから。
Laughing this off, Victor walks towards the center of the room, a small box in his hand. I recognize it straight away. It's the box he keeps all his medical examination tools in. It's much heavier than it appears, but Victor lugs it around without complaint, explaining that it's for my benefit.
よいしょっと。それじゃ、準備ができ次第、診察を始めようか。
I'm ready, Victor. Time passes in silence. Only the ticking of the clock and the soft swish of Victor's lab coat can be heard. Even now, all my thoughts are on him. What is Van Helsing doing right now?
順調だね。もう服を着ていいよ。
Oh.
カルディア、大丈夫？
Huh? Victor looks at me, concern written on his face.
見た限りじゃ異常はないけど。でも、君が何か感じるなら言ってほしい。僕もできる限り対応するよ。
Why? Do I seem sick?
うん、そうだね。顔色は良くないかも。
One's troubles can be read on your face. Or so I read in a book once. A sadness and feeling of unease permeates my being. All I can think about is my dear, dear Van Helsing. Why, that night, why did I rebuff him so? I care so much for him. I love him so much. Even so, I'm... The world's colors melt together through my film of tears. My sudden change startles Victor, and I'm unable to properly reply. For a while, all I could do was sob, feeling warm tears stream down my cheeks. Aww, she's crying. It's so sad. What are you guys doing with Van Helsing?
はい、どうぞ。
Thank you. After I fell apart, Victor had held my hand the entire time, waiting for my emotions to run their course. He even brewed me herbal tea with the kind assurance that it would calm me down. I'm sorry for bursting into tears like that.
気にしないで。
Victor looks me in the eyes, speaking in the slow, measured tones.
僕でよければ、訳を聞くよ。言葉にした方が、頭の整理もつくと思うし。
Makes sense? He may be right. Turning over it by myself won't solve anything. Perhaps I'm able to see things a bit differently. I began to tell Victor of everything that happened the day Van Helsing took me into this city on his day off. How we found a cat, how we shopped together, enjoying a meal at a restaurant together, looking at wedding dresses together. Victor listens intently to all I have to say, nodding and smiling. Finally, I tell him about what I said. I said something terrible to Van Helsing. He's always so kind and gentle, always smiling, and always thinking of me. Yet more and more it felt to me as though he were trying too hard. Once that occurred to me, I felt awful every time he showed me kindness.
なるほど。それで、バンが遠くにいるように感じたんだね。そばにいるのに、寂しく思うくらいに。
Right. Just thinking about it makes my heart ache. I can never take back what I said, never, but I can't deny that it was the truth. It was fun and I was happy. I just can't shake this feeling of loneliness, try as I might. Oh, is he laughing? Victor?
あ、あはは、ごめんごめん。ちょっと羨ましいなって。
He wanted to go out with you instead. Jealous? Why ever for?
なんて言えばいいのかな。今の君たちの状態は君たちにしかできないことだからさ。
I'm not sure I understand.
そっか。でも、その寂しく思う気持ちの理由はすごく単純なことじゃないかな。
Simple?
そう、すごく単純。いいかい？君たちは2人なんだ。1人じゃない。2人なんだよ。
Not one, but two.
今の君たちはさ、相手のことばかり考えてるんだ。あの人を幸せにしなきゃ、あの人が笑っていなきゃ。自分のことは全部後回し。どう？心当たりない？
お前が幸せならそれでいい。お前の幸せが私の幸せなのだから。お前が望むのなら喜んで。それならばよかった。お前が幸せなら私はそれでいい。
Maybe you're right. Even as his words made me happy, I couldn't help but sense loneliness in them. And the reason? Van Helsing is only trying to make me happy, always flashing a winning smile just for my benefit, hoping it will bring me joy. Expending every effort, making certain I am in no discomfort, feeling no pressure. But he never says a single word about himself. He kisses me, he hugs me, even though when he made it seem as though he was the initiator, it may not have been how he wanted it to be. And no matter what the case, he always put his own happiness last. It was so clear now. And even though I took no conscious note of it, I'm positive I was behaving in a similar way.
お互い好きだって言うなら、そんなに寂しいことはないからね。
I'm beginning to see that. We are not one person but two. We are, and we want the two of us to be happy. My mind made up, I meet Victor's gaze. The pain that I had bore down on my heart before so long, the feeling of being chained and constricted, like that it was gone.
よかった。いつもの君だ。
No, it's all thanks to you, Victor. I've lost count of how many times you've saved me. You did just now. You did with the horologium. I have ever so much to thank him for, more than might ever be possible, and I struggle to find the right words. For his part, Victor simply smiles and shakes his head.
いいんだ。僕が君を助けたいと思ったんだから。
He's putting your happiness before his happiness. I'm just kidding.
君が悲しい顔をしていて辛いのは何もバンだけじゃないんだよ。
He does have like this very loving look on his face when he says this though. Victor says while tenderly patting my head. Thank you so much, Victor.
どういたしまして。それじゃあ僕はそろそろ帰ろうかな。
So soon? You should stay a bit longer.
そうしたいのは山々だけどね。いざという時、僕が邪魔になるかもしれないから。
Oh, is he home? How so?
きっとね。ああ、それとさ。バンは君のこと本当に好きだから。すぐに帰ってきてくれるよ。
Presently. He says this but can't possibly have any proof. Nevertheless, Victor's remark makes me very happy. He's psychic. Meanwhile, in London town. London town.
さすが気候都市ロンドン。 品揃えがびっくりするくらい充実してんね。
ああ、他の町じゃこうはいかねえよな。バンもどうだ？結構いいもん買えたろ？
まあ確かにな。いい店だった。紹介してくれたことには感謝している。
Time spent with this rough and rowdy pair may have been exactly what I needed. One thing at least is for sure, this is far better than sulking alone. Yet I still can't help but wonder, is this all a grand excuse to keep my mind off what truly matters? Nobody had to say it, I simply knew it.
もういいだろう。これで4件目だ。お前たちの気遣いには感謝するが。
ああ、ダメに決まってんだろ。そんなしょぼくれた顔しやがって。歯見せて笑うまで今日は返さないぜ。
I think they are doing this for a reason. I don't think it's just to go blow money.
ああ、はいはい、怒んない怒んない。せっかくの気分転換じゃん。それにさ、いろいろなところ回れて、新しい店も見つかって、結構いい時間が過ごせたと思うんだけど。
それは認める。だが私がそうしてくれと頼んだ覚えはない。
そりゃね。だってまあ自分からあれが欲しいこれが欲しいって言わないじゃん。だから俺たちが察して動いたってわけ。いやー、俺たちっていい友人だよね。これぞ友愛、理想の仲間ってやつだ。
I have no idea why, but Impey's words just now made my heart ache deep inside.
不満なことなんて何にもないでしょ。だってこれ全部バンのためにやってるんだからさ。
Oh, I think I know what they're doing. I think they're they're doing everything for him to make him realize that this is what he's been doing to her.
なんだそれは。何が言いたい？
どうもこうも言葉通りだよ。バンが喜んでくれたなら俺はそれでいいんだって話。
And now they're using his words. My breath hitches upon hearing this. Slightly, ever so slightly, it suddenly strikes me that this entire conversation may be reminding me of... No, there was something there at the back of my mind, but I don't want to acknowledge it. I do the best I can to shake my head clear.
さあさあ、次行こうか、次。
Impey's command, demand, imputed as ever. Of course, taking this out on them wouldn't solve anything, but I'm beginning to...
何を？こちらの都合も聞かずに勝手に。
seize that up once. I knew this was merely Impey's way, but I roughly skirt him off his amiable backclapping. I hope I said that right.
こんな一方的な善意の押し付け、むしろ迷惑だと。
なんだよ、分かってんじゃん。
You just fist bump him.
何？
いっつも冷静なバンのことだから言わなくても気づくかなと思ってたけど、女の子が絡むとダメだね、お前も。それさ、カルディアちゃんにも同じことが言えるんじゃないの？
どういう意味だ？
バンが一方的に愛情を押し付けたんじゃないのって話。
The pain I feel is so sudden and piercing, a knife to the chest may have been easier. Where my actions were wrong, misguided, I only wanted to become someone better for her. Have I become someone worse?
そんなはず。私はむしろ彼女が望むことをできる限り叶えようと。
ああ、待って。俺は別にバンのことを否定したいんじゃない。俺も極端な話をしてる自覚はあるんだ。だってバンはいつだってあの子のことを一番に考えてる。 今までのことだってあの子を喜ばせたい一心だったのもわかる。当然あの子だって愛情の押し付けなんてそんな風には少しも思ってないだろうし。
それは。
けどそれでもバンがあの子に遠い存在だって寂しいんだって言われたのも事実だ。彼女のことだからさ、きっと自分からは何も言わないんでしょ。そんなあの子に毒のせいで何もかもを避けていた彼女にいろんなことを教えたい。喜んでほしい。ただ笑っててほしい。そう思うのは何も間違いじゃないよ。俺やルパン、フランにサンだってきっとそう思う。すぐに納得できないのはわかるけどさ、ここで一回頭冷やしてみるのも悪くないんじゃない？
He taps me lightly on the chest. There is no strength in it at all, but I stumble half a step backwards.
なら、それなら私はどうしたらいいんだ。
I only want to make her smile. I only want to make her happy. Is my sole driving purpose to watch over her, protect, and support my beloved Cardia.
私はもう失うことには耐えられない。
If this emotion of mine, this inability to suffer loss, is what's making her sad,
彼女を傷つけたくない。
what am I supposed to do?
私はただ
I know I'm not asking for much. I ask only for one thing.
ただ彼女と一緒に幸せな未来を送りたいだけなんだ。
I barely recognize my own voice, as weak and defeated as it sounds. But they were my words. I had said them.
まさにバンの本音って感じだな。
私の本音。
What does he mean, the true me? Before I begin to wrap my mind around this, light footsteps came slopping along the cobblestone towards us.
おお、そこにいるのはやはりインピーとルパンではないか。ヘルシング以外の顔を見るのはものすごく久しぶりだな。
ドラクロは。
お、ドラちゃんじゃねえか。
うわ、ドラちゃん超久しぶりじゃん。ちょっと背伸びたんじゃない？
うわあ、よせ、やめんかお前たち。世の頭をワシワシするでない。
てっきり他の吸血鬼たちともうロンドンを立ったかと思っていたが。
Today's summit ended just after noon, so he must have some other purpose in the city to remain on its streets at this hour.
おお、そうだそうだ、よくぞ聞いてくれた。実はな、とても喜ばしいことがあったのだ。
喜ばしいこと？
レンピールド公爵が茶会を開いてくれたのだ。しかもな、会談に参加した吸血鬼たち全員を招待してたぞ。
へえ、全員とはまた気前がいい人だね。
それに今までは公式の会合でしか話し合う機会がなかったのだが、あのような和やかな場であれば余計な緊張もせず会話できる。実に有意義な時間だったぞ。
そうだったのか。
As the little king spoke so proudly, he seemed to glow with more exuberance and life than I'd ever seen before. Perhaps it was only a trick of the waning sunlight, or perhaps I noticed the contrast because of my own black mood. As befuddled as I was, I simply could not be sure.
そういえばヘルシング、レンフィールド公爵から貴様が体調不良だと聞いていたが、いかんぞ。いざという時に動けぬようでは護衛として面目が立たぬだろうに。
問題ない。
そんな力のない声で言われても嘘にしか聞こえぬ。ふふん、今であれば世にも倒せそうだ。どうだ、一つここで試してみるか。
うん。
ああルパン、インピ、こやつ本当にヘルシングか。よもや偽物ではあるまいな。
正真正銘エイブラハム・バン・ヘルシングだよ。ちっとばかし落ち込んじゃいるけどな。
落ち込み？一体何があったというのだ。
まあ端的に言うと人間関係に悩んでるって感じ。
There's a problem in HR.
おお、なるほどな。確かにヘルシングは人当たりが良いとは言い難いからな。
余計なお世話だ。
しかし人間関係か。それならば世もなかなかに苦労している。ヘルシングよ、どのような悩みかは知らぬが、そのものと話し合いはしたのか？
それは。
I haven't talked to her. I must commiserate with her. What? No, that's false. I'm afraid that by talking to her, I only hurt her worse. The possibility that such a future might come terrifies me, and so I avoid her.
なるほど。それすら難しい段階なのか。だが話し合いは大事だぞ。お互い理解し歩み寄らねば通じる話も通じぬ。世も初めは人間などとは思ってはいたが、話し合ったからこそレンフィールド公爵のような理解者を得た。その努力の末に各地に散っていた吸血鬼たちも集まり、人の側も理解を示す者が増えてきた。これからもっと話を重ね理解を深めれば、いずれ昔のように人と吸血鬼が共存できる日が必ず来るはずだ。少なくとも世はそれを信じている。だからだからだな。とにかく話し合いはものすごく大事なんだぞ、ヘルシング。
ドラちゃんって実はすごい大人だよね。
見た目はまだまだチンチクリンだけどな。
うるさいぞ。世はこれから成長期なのだ。というかヘルシング、聞いておるのか？
I know the importance of discussion. I don't need to be told. I'm very aware. Even so,
今さらどうやって。
はあ、相当根深いな。こりゃ
ドラちゃんも前に進むために立ち向かってんだし、バンもバンなりにできることを探したら。
だが私にできることなどは。
punch him in the face.
おいヘルシング、貴様がそんな状態では張り合いがないぞ。
張り合いの必要などどこに。
黙れ黙れ黙れ。貴様らしくないと世はそう言っているのだ。復讐が終わるまでは殺されるわけにはいかんと重曹を吐きながら生きていた頃の方がまだ貴様らしかったぞヘルシング。
うわ、ドラちゃん、ストップストップ。
落ち着いて。ドラちゃんの気持ちもわかるけど。
いや、言わなければ気が収まらぬわ。聞けヘルシング、今の貴様はまるで抜け殻だ。何を怯えている、何をためらっているのだ。世が認めた男は英雄ヘルシングはそのような男ではない。そんな神気臭い顔ばかりでかといって何も答えようとしない。
Milk self expression.
貴様は何のために生きる道を選んだのだ。覚悟した死を乗り越えてでも守りたいものを見つけたからであろう。たとえ今の貴様を討ち取ったとして父上と母上の墓前にその首さらす価値もない。
Dang.
どこぞにすっ飛ばした貴様の中身をしっかり詰め直してから出直すがいい。
Oh my goodness. Go clean yourself up and make yourself presentable.
おい、バン？
大丈夫？怒りすぎて妙なテンションになったとか？
Ominous giggle time.
抜け殻。抜け殻か。
I let out a long, deep sigh.
確かに今の私にはこれ以上ないほどふさわしいな。
Just go talk to your girl, man. She fulfills you. All you gotta do is see her face. You'll be better. My family lost, consumed by hatred. I devoted my entire being solely to revenge, willfully repudiating the notion of happiness. But when I finally gained that revenge, I found something infinitely greater, love, deepest, truest love for one girl. Love for Cardia. A love that fulfilled me even more than I can imagine was possible. A love that transformed me utterly, allowing me to live beyond blood-soaked revenge. I needed to repay her, to somehow provide a happiness equal to that which she had brought me. It was all I could think about. I'm so sorry. I'm not unhappy. It's just, even though you're right here beside me, sometimes you seem so far away. And that makes me so lonely.
復讐のみを見ていた時の方が私らしかったか。
But was that true?
いや、違うな。
Of all the things I may have gained, only one can fulfill me completely. The pure and true heart to love Cardia, my pure and true wish for her eternal happiness. I, Abraham Van Helsing, can only be fulfilled through her.
何か変わるのかわかるのか。今からでも言葉を交わすことで。
You should go find out.
ヘルシング。
I meant it as an aside to myself, but forgot for a moment I'm surrounded by people who relish picking up on such things.
復讐に走ってた頃の方がお前らしかったとか、そういうのはひとまず置いとけよ。確かに話し合いっていうのは一番解決に必要だと思うぜ。
そうなのか。
一回失敗したくらい平気だって。少なくとも俺たちの知ってるあの子なら2回目も3回目も待っててくれるよ。
Then there is but one thing I can and must do.
屋敷に戻る。
おい。
ああ、いいんだよドラちゃん。そのまま行かせてやってくれ。
そうそう、レディーを待たせるのは紳士の恥ってね。
言われずとも言ってやるさ。だが、その前に一言だけ言わせてもらう。ありがとう。
よくわからんが、どうにかなったのかあれは。
Poor Deli, you're so young, you don't understand.
おう、ドラちゃん大健闘だぜ。
はあ、恋のライバルに手を貸しちゃうなんて、俺ってばとんだいい男だこと。
なあ、インピー。自分で言っているうちは。
いい男は程遠いってな。
Poor Impey. I dart through the streets at top speed. My breath has already grown ragged and my heart feels like it's slamming against my chest. Yet I urge myself to run faster. My body to move forward. Hurry, I must hurry. I need to be by her side.
Cardia.
You're gonna burst in there and kiss her again. In my haste, I'm struck by a strange memory. I was running like this not long ago. When was that? Of course, the day she was rid of her poison. Thinking about it plainly, she was always the one pursuing me. No matter how hard I tried to push her away, no matter how hard I tried to stay away, she would not go. And still I tried my utmost to pretend she was not there beside me. I pushed her away because I didn't want to hurt her. I stayed away because I wanted to protect her. But you're important, and that's why I want to stay close to you. This is my decision and nobody else's. I'm more afraid of losing you by letting you go off on your own than I am of dying. That's why I came after you, to stay close to you and to tell you how I feel. She was more afraid of losing me than death itself. She was more afraid of living without me by her side than anything else. I love you. I truly love you. She said these things because she loves me. There can be nobody else on the earth as dear and warm, as tender and loving. I don't want to lose her. I will never lose her. The mansion hubs into view. At this time of night, she'll probably be in her room. I'm mere moments away from seeing her. And yet I wonder if there isn't some shortcut, some faster way through the mansion to reach her. As unlike me as it to be so hasty, that's how badly I need to see her. I just magically open. I need to face her. I need to hear her voice. Thinking of her, I barely registered the fact I'm pushing myself to run even faster than before. The hour was quiet. I simply lay down in my room. I was doing nothing in particular, but merely stared out of the dark window. I wonder how long it has been since Victor left.
バンは君のこと本当に好きだからすぐに帰ってきてくれるよ。
Will he? Will he really be back? My mind always turns towards the negative. Now that I know exactly what was causing my unease, I have to tell him. I have to explain myself properly. And then we'll go back to normal, I think. The fact is, I still don't know if I'll be able to find the right words when I see him. I suppose I should prepare dinner and wait for him to come home. Well, at least it's not that late, I guess, if there is still dinner. The moment I stand up to decide to do so... What? The sound. Footfalls, hell-bent on speed. I heard it just recently. They stopped just outside my door. He must be standing there, catching his breath. I imagine him smoothing down his coat, trying to slow the pounding of his heart. With a small clack, the door opens. Van Helsing. Even though I've seen him at my door countless times, tonight feels terribly nostalgic. Kiss her again. He steps slightly into the room facing me. Just there he stops, slightly outside of arm's reach. I do not reach out a hand, of course. Right now there are far more important matters. The only sound was the ticking of a clock. Each tick was the moment that could never be regained, each talk a second passing. Though very, very brief, those few seconds felt longer than any other time I could remember having lived through. We need to talk. I kept thinking, and yet I was too nervous to speak. Just kiss her. It's fine. He cleared his throat, and then, as if to speak, I should be the one to speak first. My thoughts are completely scattered, and I cannot decide on what to do. I am worried almost to the point of panic. What should I do? What I have to do right now is...
すまなかった。
They said they're sorry at the same time. I had to look away as I apologized, but... Huh? I look up again in confusion, and I might as well have been staring into a mirror, but Helsing looks as befuddled as I feel. Aww. This may be the first time I've ever seen him look so ridiculous. It takes us both several moments to take in what just happened, and then... Laughter echoes throughout the bedchamber, our expressions still mirroring each other.
まさか全く同じことを考えるとは。
That's what I was about to say. I never thought for a moment you might come apologizing to me. And Helsing slightly shakes his head.
いや、私はお前に謝るべきだよ。これでもしっかりと考えた結果なんだ。聞いてもらえるか、カルディア。
He asks with such sincerity I simply nod. Could it be that he's nervous too? As if to answer my unvoiced question, Van Helsing takes a long, deep breath.
お前のためにと私は尽くしてきた。お前を幸福にしようと、ずっと笑顔でいられるようにと、ただそのためだけに私は尽くしてきた。だがそれは結局のところ私の独りよがりに過ぎなかった。お前が本当に何を望んでいるのか、それを知ろうとしなかった。
The corners of his eyes shudder a bit. I wonder if this is his expression of regret.
今があまりにも幸せだったから、お前と過ごす何でもない日常がたまらなく愛しいものだったから、この形さえ保ち続ければきっとお前も幸せになれるんだと、お前自身のことを見ていなかった。私は私の理想をお前に押し付けていたんだ。
It strikes me that I may be the only person to have ever seen Van Helsing look so ill at ease. Oddly, that makes me happy. I know this is neither the time nor place for such thoughts, but it came to me unbidden.
カルディア、本当にすまなかった。お前に寂しいとまで言わせるなんて。
I slowly shake my head from side to side. It's the same for me. I breathe a sigh as deep as his and prepare to tell him everything, to leave nothing out, and I look into his eyes. When I said I felt lonely, I didn't get across everything I was feeling. My thoughts, emotions, feelings, I should have been sharing them with you from the very beginning. But is it too late now, I wonder? All I want is your happiness after all, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I need the one and only man I love to be happy. I need us to be happy together. My love for him surges, unstoppable. Both of us deserve happiness. I come to realize it only as I say it, and I can but hope even a fraction of what it means to me comes across, even if he gets the faintest impression. Don't ever think of me before yourself. Let's walk together side by side, see the same things, live the same experiences. I want to be together, holding your hand forever and ever. I love you, Van Helsing. Were my words unexpected? I can't help but chuckle at his stunned expression. There it is again, the notion I may be the only person who has ever seen the sight of him.
Cardia.
Pressed safely against the expanse of his broad chest, I see him smile. Of course, his smile prompts one of my own.
カルディア。私はこの場で改めてお前を幸せにすると誓うよ。そして私自身も世界の誰よりも幸せになると誓おう。
So does that make me second happiest?
それはダメだな。となると、
Both of us together. Let's be the happiest couple alive.
ああ、そうだな。そうしてやろう。
That's cute. His expression softened then, like a great weight has been lifted from his shoulders. Being happy together, rather simple if you really think about it. Yet so far removed were both of us from simple human pleasures, a slight misunderstanding almost became a crisis.
本当に私はお前が愛おしい。
I don't recognize that phrase. Aww, we'll kiss her again. I told you, just do it. Our lips meet. This man so deeply important to me. This man whom I love so dearly. And who loves me in return from the depths of his soul. I hold him so closely, almost as if afraid a fraction of the love in our hearts might slip away if I let him go. Gentler and deeper, we kiss. There is nothing between us but the warmth of our bodies permeating our beings. In some distant part of my mind, I'm amazed that such a simple thing can make me so happy. I cannot remember how long we remained with locked lips, only that I was breathless afterwards. At length Van Helsing spoke.
私は幸せになってはいけないとどこかで思っていた。過去に犯した消しようのない罪、それに対する贖罪の思い、決してなかったことなどにはできない。
He's whispering so quietly.
だがそれでも私がそう思っているだけではお前を幸せにできないことに気づいた。すべてをかけて守ろうと、すべてをかけて幸せにしようと決意したお前を幸せにすることができなくなってしまう。だから私は必ず幸せになる。決してお前だけを一人にはしない。この先もずっとお前が嫌だと言ってもお前の隣に私はあり続ける。
You're not allowed to refuse me.
心から、本当に心から愛しているよ、カルディア。幸せになろう。一緒に私たち二人で幸せになろう。
Yes, both of us. Our endless kiss continued. I love this picture so much. They look so cute smiling at each other. All we knew until that moment. All our lives spent in the absence of happiness would soon be no more, for we will complete each other bit by bit. They're so adorable. like how they incorporate the CGs from the last game too. It brings back nice memories. What is the after story going to be?
カルディア。カルディア、すまなかった。調子に乗りすぎてしまって。
What did you do? The two of us, happy together. The notion is still somewhat vague and not completely defined, but it's been another month now since we promised each other.
なあ、カル。
I mustn't be rude. I must acknowledge him. I consider this as I walk ahead, then turn back to face him. It does make me happy, I admit, but 20 dresses, it's just too much. Until just a moment ago, we had been at a dress shop that arguably sparked our entire misunderstanding. Van Helsing absolutely insisted, so I went along with it, but midway through trying on dresses, it became much more about he and the clerk using me as a living dress-up doll. Changing my hair around, putting makeup on me, it was endless. I knew the clerk had only good intentions, but I couldn't resist too much. But we did end up with 20 dresses.
だが、どれも似合っていたぞ。何を着てもお前はあまりに美しい。だからこそ迷ってしまった。
Van Helsing has changed, but his praise remains the same as ever. His words are no longer simply meant to make me happy, but also expresses his love. I still get rather bashful, but I also think I'm gradually becoming used to it. You know my favorite dress is the blue one that I wore the first night we danced. I'm sure it's because I associated it with such a precious memory.
そう言ってくれるのは嬉しいが、あれを人前で着てほしくはないな。
That dress is for my eyes only. Why is that?
あの夜は私とお前だけの特別な夜だ。他の者に教える必要はないだろう。
Van Helsing, you're so selfish.
ああ、言うとも。これでも独占欲は強い方だ。
After a brief stroll, Van Helsing releases a quick breath as if a thought suddenly struck him. Van Helsing, what is it?
何？屋敷を出てからずっと私たちをつけている奴らにそろそろ飽きが来てな。
His senses are back to normal. What?
お前たち、言いたいことがあるなら正面から言ったらどうなんだ？
I roll around and notice figures standing in the shadows of buildings.
やっぱ気づいてやがった。
I knew it'd be them, but why are you just following them like a creepy stalker?
やあ二人とも。
カルディアちゃんとデート？がー羨ましい。バンが超羨ましい。
What are all you?
随分と長い間つけてくれたな。
人聞きの悪いこと言うなよ。仲間の幸せを見守っただけだっての。
僕は反対したんだけどね。
I tried to stop them.
でも気になるじゃん。どれだけ二人がラブラブなのかとか。
This reminds me of like one of the Sailor Moon episodes. I think it's like S, where her and Tuxedo was I think going through like a plant garden or something, and all of the other sailors were like watching them trying to be quiet, and of course the little Chibi Moon was like, "Why are you watching this? So gross!" And then she made a bunch of noise, and they found out. But oh, it was a movie. It was a Sailor Moon S movie at the very beginning of it. She's all puckering up for a kiss, and he realizes that they're there, and so he just like leaves, and she's just left there, abandoned.
ほほう。だが見ていたならよくわかっただろ。
What's wrong with your eyes?
フランママ、ラブラブメガネがいじめてくるよ。
でも二人がちゃんと 仲直りできたみたいでよかったよ。
Me too.
それとバン、
Victor whispered something into Van Helsing's ear. I couldn't hear what he said, but
何泣いて
what? What did Victor just tell Van Helsing?
みんなには言ってないけど、もうダメだよ。こんなことになったりしたら。
Oh, did you tell her that? Did you tell him that she cried? How
彼
dare
女
you?
のそばにいるのは僕たちじゃない。たった一人だけ。君なんだから。
ああフラン、お前には頭が上がらないな。
You betrayed her trust.
僕だけじゃなくて、みんなにでしょ。
その通りだ。
His smile was genuine, unaffected. It reminded me so much of his smile from earlier. I felt warm and fuzzy inside.
どうしたカルディア。
Does it look like there's something wrong? She's smiling. Not at all. It just made me happy to see you smile. That's it, I'm afraid.
そうか。
He nods and grins even wider. It's a soft, natural smile.
さて、俺たちはそろそろ行こうかね。ラブラブメガネになったのはよくわかったし。
Okay.
そうね。俺たちにはまだまだやること山盛りだもんね。
Is that so? You'll be leaving again?
大丈夫だよ、カルディア。
おうよ、安心しな。どうせまたすぐに会えるさ。
そん時は当然サンちゃんにもいてもらわないとね。
お前たち、住所だけは教えていけよ。いざ招待状の送り先がわからなければ困る。
Oh, invitations to what? Invitations to what? The four of them seem to know something that I don't. I flash back to Helsing a worried glance, but he merely smiles and pats my head.
お前たちには本当に世話をかけた。
I already
言葉だけ
know.
では伝えきる自信もないが、本当に感謝している。ありがとう。
As he says this, he extends his hand.
言葉じゃ足らねえならハグしてやろうか。思いっきり情熱込めまくってな。
Manly embrace.
ここで握手なのがバンらしいや。
それでいいんだよ。何があっても僕らは仲間なんだから。
I want to shake hands with everyone too. That's adorable. And so I do, each person in turn. We're to separate again, and once again I know it will only be temporary. I'm positive we'll find excuses to meet up, talk, and exchange stories, laugh and smile together in the future. But we all have our own paths through life. The directions we head may be different, but we will meet again, I believe it. I thought there was a wedding in this one, and finally, the place Van Helsing brings me. Did I say it too soon? Oh my, this is incredible. I had no idea anything could be this beautiful in the city.
つい最近できたばかりの公園らしい。花は景観美化の一環だそうだ。
I see, I think I like this place.
それは連れてきた甲斐がある。
Ah,
この場所でも聞こえるのか。
in this distance, church bells peal. The two people I've never met must have exchanged vows. It's then I recall that day, the day I stumbled upon the church, the ringing bells making me feel uneasy. Is sharing a happy life together truly the right thing for us to do? At the time, I did not yet know the answer. Now it doesn't bother me in the slightest. The man standing beside me is someone I truly love, as he himself said from the bottom of my heart. Are you nervous? What are you nervous about? What's wrong?
あ、いや、 また少しだけらしくないことをしようと思ってな。
Do it. Van Helsing? He comes closer and takes off my hat, stroking my cheek only once. A small gesture, but more than enough to bring a smile to my face. But whatever was he thinking about? Something that wasn't him? Say, Van Helsing, did you? Before I can finish my question, Van Helsing lifts me up in an expansive embrace. I've never seen him from this angle before. I love it when he's affectionate with her. Like, just from knowing his past and this big, I don't know, tough-looking guy on the outside, and just how he is so loving with her. It's so adorable. I'm so used to craning my head to look up at his face, but now I look down. His strong, powerful arms grip me firmly, but the smile on his face is kind and soft. It's the sweetest smile he's ever shown me.
なあ、カルディア。私は今日、お前に言おうと思っていたことがあるんだ。聞いてくれるか？
Never once had it occurred to me not to listen to you, Van Helsing. He smiles at this and takes a deep breath. Then, I imagine he summoned up all his love. I imagine he reflected on his deepest feelings in that moment.
結婚しよう。
He said the words that will bring us happiness everlasting.
普通の人間として、普通の家族になって、普通の幸せをお前と分かち合いたい。
When I said I thought there was a wedding, I meant like a proposal. But yeah.
時にはぶつかることもあるかもしれない。時には理解し合えないかもしれない。だがそれでも、私はお前のそばにいたい。ずっと。ずっと。お前のそばにいたいんだ。お前が誰よりも愛しいから。お前が大好きなんだよ、カルディア。
A warm, gentle breeze causes the flowers all about us to dance. A single petal lands on my face, and it doesn't dissolve. To the contrary, it serves to brush away a single tear that flows down my cheek. I want to be by your side too. So, I'll trust you and honor that wish, dear husband.
旦那様か。それは少し照れくさいな。
And let's see it. Do it. Far, far away, the church bell tolls out their message of blessing. They do not ring for us today, but soon they will, for now they ring out future blessings. Van Helsing and I begin to walk again hand in hand. Together we walk towards the future, a bright and radiant future that waits for us and us alone. Oh man, it's going to be an hour and a half to edit this, which is going to put me at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I just hope that it edits quickly. It should. It's only like it's an hour and 26 minutes recording, even less time after editing. It's going to be a long night. I'm going to be so tired in the morning. I'm supposed to DoorDash in the morning too, but we'll see how that goes. I'll probably just end up canceling it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Van Helsing's was really cute. And now we're going to watch Lupin's next. I don't know if I want to do... I don't know if I want to do Finis's last, probably. Or maybe I'll do Sholmes's last, so that way it ends on a romantic note. But you guys let me know what you want. If you want Sholmes, or if you want one of the two new ones last, if you want Sholmes or if you want Finis. Anyway, if you guys did like, drop a thumbs up down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in Lupin's after story. Bye.